Friends, welcome to Dawn Agreement, a D&D5E actual play, the Book of Shahbaz, Chapter 4. My man Baz, do you remember what was happening the last time?
I was at Zwilling's house. I said Ferdinand 3 times, and he showed up in the mirror.
Yeah, okay. So you do hear a sound outside. Zwilling tries to grab your arm and says, "Don't go out there." But like the grab is really weak. Like you could easily get away from her. She's an old gnome.
Can you speak to it?
I mean, can any of us speak with the great spirit of the mountain? I offer what prayers I can, but direct communication may not be possible.
Does Baz know if speak with animals would work on a dire goat?
I mean, yes, it would. If it's a beast,
Okay.
yes.
Will he pass by, or will he be sticking around for a while?
She doesn't answer, but she kind of tugs you to keep you from leaving. She's like, "No, please, don't go. You'll die."
Is there a window anywhere that I can look out of?
There is. It's not in the direction that the slam came from. Make a perception check at disadvantage. Got this cool new thing. Yeah. All right. An 8.
8.
You poke your head out of. I mean, look, we're calling it a window, but I want to be clear. It's not like there's glass holding this thing in place. It's just a hole in the wall.
I'll look through. I'm not going to put my head outside of it.
Sure.
That just sounds dumb.
The outside seems darker than you remember just a minute ago. And there is a low mist everywhere now that is even worse than before. You hear a sound of movement coming from another side of the house, deeper into the swamp, away from the shore of the lake. But you see nothing.
So it's moving away from the house?
Yes.
Does he visit often?
I have communicated with him before.
I guess he likes you then.
I am the only one that remembers to treat the mountain with respect. I must beg of you, do not go outside.
I do not plan on meeting Ferdinand personally yet, if possible. It's way too early. I am unprepared. Do you know how long he will stick around?
This has never happened before. You must respect the mountain. You have to convince the other villagers to give up their crazed pursuit of the mountain's wealth, to stop shaking the ground and stealing its bounty, poisoning the lake. You have to. You're the only one who can do it. They don't listen to me. But now, instead of tugging you, she's like shaking you. Like, you have to. You have to.
You were telling me to leave just a while ago. Now you're telling me to stay?
You're in danger now. Ferdinand has come. There will be no escaping for you. You must appease the mountain.
I will see what I can do. Is there a spare place for me to stay if Ferdinand does not leave timely?
No, get the hell out of my house. No, that's not what she says. She says, I do not have a place for you to stay. You can sleep on the floor if Ferdinand keeps you here. I would not send even you out into the night alone, unprepared.
I am fine with the floor.
It's actually a little darker than I thought it would be. It looks like rain, actually. She looks outside and things have changed.
Do you fear another thunder strike?
No, I do not fear thunder, nor do I fear rain.
If Ferdinand can control the thunder, do you not think he would drop it on the house with me inside?
I live in harmony with the mountain. I have nothing to fear from Ferdinand.
But I do. You say so.
while you're here, perhaps you are under my protection. Ferdinand would never harm me.
Even if you are boarding me?
Oh, I'm not going to do that. Like I said,
If I'm sleeping on your floor, does not count as board?
I do
I mean,
not
your
know.
floor is made of board.
I will beg Ferdinand for forgiveness in your name.
I thank you for that.
So there's no rooms in this cabin. She moves over to like a series of dried herbs and plants that seem to form some sort of shrine / medicine cabinet, and gets down on her knees onto something like a cushioned bench and begins taking some herbs, placing them in a large sacrificial bowl, muddling them, smashing them up, while quietly speaking words.
Do I understand what she's saying, or is it just gibberish?
Oh, she's offering gentle prayers to Ferdinand to see through the horror of your exterior and your terrifying actions against him, and to seek the gentle spirit within, which surely must exist.
While she's doing that, I'm going to walk towards the window. And as long as I don't see Ferdinand, I'll approach the window.
See Ferdinand.
And I will call out, if you can understand me, Ferdinand, I wish you no harm. I only wish for a peaceful resolution if possible. Maybe I'll even be on your side.
You hear a noise. It's hard to tell exactly what it is, but it echoes through the mist and the darkening.
Is it just a goat baa?
No, it's more like a stomping noise.
Well, then I'll just go back over to where Zwilling is and find out which part of the floor I'm going to sleep on, and if she has anything soft that I can hurl like a cat on.
She gives you a rug and a blanket. No pillow, but she doesn't have a pillow either. She sleeps on something that's closer to a futon.
Like I said, I'll just, if once night comes, if I'm still stuck here, I'll just curl up like a cat.
How do you know you're stuck here or not stuck here?
I'll just wait it out.
Okay.
Unless she says, hey, you can go now.
Okay. Time passes. It's the morning.
I will thank Zwilling.
You've curled up like a cat, but your back hurts a little bit, and the side that you slept on, is feeling a little weird.
Yeah, you put up with it sometimes. I will thank Zwilling for allowing me, and then I will rush back to town using my feline agility.
She shoos you out the door. When you start arriving back in town, it's almost afternoon by the time you get back. There is a fog centered directly on the bar, directly on Fern's bar. And you can see people having torches in it, shouting about the unnatural witchcraft, that the fog should appear perfectly spherical right in the middle of the bar and only extend out, a certain distance.
I will stand back and watch, as I don't want them to think I'm involved somehow.
All right.
If I can stealth, I will do that as well.
All right, you can stealth at advantage.
24.
All right, you sneak back into town. You hear people talking about, last night a sack of beans was stolen. I think it's the outsider. And somebody else is like, no, it's the mountain spirit. It's real. This is a magical doing. The mountain wants us gone. And then you hear someone go, "This is ridiculous. None of you are going anywhere. You have long-term contracts with me. This is not the work of the mountain spirit. This is a trickster in our midst who is attempting to play a prank on us. I have already secured the services of Mr. Shahbaz in order to hunt the beast. I am sure he will be just shortly engaging it in one-on-one combat to destroy it. An expert hunter like him would never return empty-handed. This problem that vexes us will soon be over. In fact, I would say that this work of magic is undoubtedly the death throes of this magical creature who has chosen to taunt us time and again."
Now, you told me as a player, does Baz know it's a dire goat?
Yeah. People have
Okay.
told you that it's a dire goat, I'm pretty sure.
I think that the other ranger did, yeah. The other hunter.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
You mean Mr. Jaeger?
Did I write his name down?
Seeger.
I don't think I wrote his name down. Okay.
First name Aaron.
Trapped in the town, yeah. I will. I assume that was Mr. Stern talking,
It did sound a lot like Mr. Stern.
as he's the only one I would assume would talk contracts, given that so many others have said they don't like them.
Contextual meaning. Yeah. He
So
also has a fairly unique accent.
I will come out of my hiding place and approach Mr. Stern.
Ah! He turns towards you and gestures for someone nearby to put a torch towards you. "Look, Mr. Shahbaz has returned. Tell us, is the beast dead now?"
I have not engaged the beast, however, I have gotten close to it. It arrived when I was visiting Miss Zwilling last night.
This is not some mountain spirit. It is a real creature which has flesh and blood. It will be hunted by Mr. Baz when he is at his highest peak. What can we do to assist you in your hunt? People are like, "Oh, yeah, it sounds pretty reasonable. I mean, if it bleeds, you can kill it." Yeah. A lot more. There's just tons of predator lines in the background.
I wouldn't believe anyone here has experience with dire goats.
Just generally nodding to that, like, no one in town has dire goat experience. No one's really heard of a dire goat before. It's not natural.
Indeed. Are there any trained hunters here that would like to flank me in my attack in case this goat has friends, as I have seen many odd animals that don't belong here? I assume that he is the reason for that.
Make a persuasion check.
$22.
All right.
Natural 20.
Jaeger steps forward and says, "I will serve with you. You have my bow." Mr. Stern steps forward and unsheathes his sword cane and calls for someone to bring him his crossbow and says, "I will also hunt the beast with you. I will assist you in this particular matter. It has been some time since I have applied my practical skills, but do not be of any worry. I assure you that I am a deadly shot."
I appreciate all the help I can get. I will set a.
Now,
How about tomorrow?
While you're talking, dozens of cats begin gathering out of the mist. It's actually like some sort of horror movie shit. They begin surrounding you. So you're like in the middle of a circle of cats, and then there's another layer of cats and another layer of cats. And then one cat steps through all of them, looking for milk.
I will cast Speak with Animals.
All right. Listen, the cats are like, hey, man, what are we doing here? And somebody else is like, I heard this is where we get the milk, yeah. Somebody else is just like, oh, stupid humans. Nobody's going to pet me. I got this knot right between my shoulder blades. Oh, and somebody else is just like, I'm going to take a shit right here. I'm just going to, all right, everybody turn around. All right, I'm going to turn around. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm shaking my butt. Okay, don't look. There's dozens of these conversations happening between the cats right now. Really, it's the cat pooping thing that's got you. All right.
The whole thing, as soon as you start talking about the cats coming out like a horror movie, I started laughing.
Listen, you're all critical, okay?
Since I've already casted it, I'll talk to the cats now, and I'll say, are you guys here to help out with the dire goats? I don't think you guys would be much against something that big.
All right, you're having like 100 conversations that are like, well, I mean, I could help out if you were to provide some upfront recompense. Like, I don't know, maybe like some milk or something. Hundreds of those at the same time. Like, all these cats are like, meow, 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 meow.
I don't know what to do with these cats.
Listen, you're the one that summoned the cats, okay? You turned one cat into your animal companion familiar temporarily, and now he spread the word that you're the milk source. You're the tap. All right. He can convince you to give him milk. Anybody can convince him to get milk.
And I will call out to Mr. Stern. Do you have enough milk for all of these? I think they want to help.
I believe that we can reconstitute some of the dried milk in order to provide these cats. Can you command this legion of beasts to aid you in the hunt?
I will look to the leader cat and go, can I answer yes to that?
The cat will look at you and then jump up on your shoulder and stare at Stern. And Stern goes, I will take that as a yes. Your command of these beasts is impressive. I myself will shoulder the burden of paying for the milk. Send your beasts then to hunt Ferdinand. I loathe to use that name for this goat who is clearly just a normal, regular creature of extended size. Then he turns to, like, the mind foreman and just like, get some milk now, chop chop. They start getting like barrels and barrels of like dried milk powder and reconstituting it with rainwater. The cats are like dunking themselves in it. They're like swimming in the milk.
Okay, I will talk to the cats again, or at least one of them. I will let you guys enjoy this today. How about tomorrow for an attack, if need be?
All right. They agree.
Is that the cat saying? Okay.
They agree.
Then I will go back to Stern, and I'm done with the cats for now, I guess, hopefully.
All right. Now, I want to be clear. This army of cats that you have is less like Redwall or Mouse Guard, and it's more like the hyenas from Lion King.
Okay.
Like generally incompetent, wandering around, doing whatever they want. There's only a few named characters among them to keep them moving in the same direction. They're pretty good. Yeah. If you got a song going, though, they can add a few chorus lines in.
Is there a bard here?
No, there's no bards. We'll try to elevate.
Is there a bard
this.
in training?
No.
Might have to call in.
Just singing isn't enough to be a bard, okay? You think that you can take yourself up to Jeremy Irons level? Get out of here. It's not going to happen. There's no Whoopi Goldbergs in the crowd here.
All right, I'll go back to talking to Stern. I
Okay.
would like to spend the day preparing. I'm sure you guys are not ready to go at full strength right now. I'm assuming many people are still in the mines.
No, everybody's here having this discussion. He gets a pith helmet, which if you don't know what it is, that's the traditional African big game hunter helmet. You know, it's like a bucket within a smaller rim around it. It's usually tan. And he's like strapping up. He's got a row of crossbow bolts on a bandolier. It's called a saddle for his crossbow, so he can put his boot into the saddle strap and then crank the crossbow back. He's armoring up right now, and he goes, "Must we wait for tomorrow? I am prepared today, but if it is necessary for your plan, I will return on tomorrow."
I do think we shall wait another day. If you would like to talk strategy, that would be very helpful if you want to hopefully minimize any damages.
I think
there are
that
some
we
strange animals you have told me you do not know anything about that are here.
We should surround the beast so that it has no route of escape. And then we should continuously puncture its skin until it bleeds and dies. Then burn the corpse.
That is certainly an idea.
I would call it a strategy. What would you like to put forward?
I would like to ask what you will do if there are other animals protecting it, preventing it from being surrounded.
We will shoot them too.
As you have said before, there are animals here that you do not know of. How do you know how to take care of them? I can give you info on those animals. You can strategize while I do what I need to do.
I assume between the three of us master hunters, we do not need a complicated strategy to engage with unknown forces. Simply a level of preparedness and willingness to strike single targets together, removing them from the dragon chessboard. No need to spread our efforts around. Take them down one by one with overwhelming force. I assume that the bow that you carry is not just for, decorative use.
Oh no, it does have a good track record with some animals of varying size. Again, just like you, no dire goats.
It's okay. I will give you the credit for this one.
We will go tomorrow.
All right. When you say that, Jaeger disappears into the mists.
Have a nice day, Jaeger.
All right. I want you to know that there's two scenes here. Scene one is worried humans wandering around. Now they're going to get ready for work, but this mist still hasn't dissipated. There is an undercurrent of hope that this plan is going to work out. Scene two is if you like pina colada playing, as the cats are like swimming in barrels of milk.
Okay. Is Fern anywhere?
Yeah, Fern is in the center of the bar, making sure everybody's got a lunch for the day.
So people are still going in and out of the bar, even though it's surrounded by this strange fog.
Yeah. They're not going in and out. They're leaving the bar in the bar area. Like,
but
everybody who's going to be here is already here. She's
but
booting them
nothing
out.
bad is in the bar.
No. Beyond, like, the mist.
Can I try and figure out what this mist is?
Make an Arcana check.
18.
This mist is a magical spell which has been placed over this location that has a limited time. You know it to be Fog a Cloud. It is a conjuration which lasts for 1 hour.
Do I know if a dire goat could cast this?
I mean, if it had magical spell casting powers, yes, it would be pretty unusual for an animal to gain that. It's not unheard of. The dire goat could, for instance, be a high-level wizard who was polymorphed into a goat. in which case there would be a possibility.
But it would be unusual for just a standard dire goat.
Yes, because there is no such thing as a dire goat. Type dire goat in on D&D Beyond, no entries. Dire goats don't exist. It's your first time hearing or seeing one. Not that you've actually really seen it that well.
I have seen fog. That is all I have seen. All right, I'll go. Mr. Stern is still around, I assume. Probably telling people to go back to work until tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have to do that personally. He just goes back to his factory while, some of his bully boys direct everyone to get a lunch and get back in the mines.
Then I will go back to where he is and try and get another private meeting with him.
All right. He'll just have you come up to his office immediately. You see some of the folks settling back into work with their blue hands, fingers, skin, a bit around the mouth and nose as well. Settling in to do chemical processing downstairs. Mr. Stern opens the windows up here and says, "And what is it that you need to speak privately with Mr. Baz?"
Well, first off, less importantly, I detected undead, and Zwilling said they are probably in the mine. So there might be some undead in there right now that you might want to take care of.
Do you have any further information on their location than that?
I can only detect that they exist, not where they are. I assume you know where the people die in the mines.
Yes, I think I know what you're talking about. I will be honest with you, Mr. Baz. Trying to open that wing up again would take me several days worth of effort, for which there would be no conceivable payment for, simply the removal of junk stone.
If you feel it is unnecessary, then that is your call. I am not here to tell you what to do, just to give you a warning.
I appreciate your level of respect for my discretion. Is there anything else we have to discuss?
This fog is magical. It is strange for an animal to be able to cast magic. Are you sure there is nothing more than just a large goat out there? Have you seen anything that you're not telling me?
Confidence. He says, "I have seen many things in my life, Mr. Shahbaz. But in regards to this goat, you know what I know."
If this goat can cast magic, I assume he can do more than just make a fog show. Perhaps he can make a lightning strike a house. It is undeniable that magic has been cast.
You believe that some of the incidents around here lately have been provoked by this goat, then? That it is not simply bad luck, but terrorist attack by the goat?
It may be the goat. It may be that there is someone else out there controlling this goat.
Perhaps. What you say
Perhaps
sounds crazy to me, but I have heard crazier before. Once they
Perhaps
told me
this
I
goat
could
has
not...
a friend.
Ah, a friend. Like I earlier suspected that there was a traitor among the hamlet here.
Do you know anyone here that can cast magic?
This willing woman. I have always suspected that she had magical abilities. I have never been able to directly prove it, but she is a medicine woman, and some even call her a witch.
Have you ever seen her cast magic?
I just said the answer to that was no.
I was just double checking. I see that my talk has shaken you a bit. Are you still confident that we can take care of this goat? And are you confident that this goat will be the end of your troubles?
I do not feel particularly troubled by anything here. If these incidents were caused by the goat, then its death would solve something I had already attributed to natural causes. What I am truly troubled by is the inability for merchants to come here in order to take this stock off of my hands. We have many years of production, but nothing to show for it. The flooding of the market will lower the price more than I am want to do, and yet I need some money in order to keep this hamlet running more than I need to withhold chemicals, just to try to artificially inflate the price. I will have my men keep a watch around the village tonight and make sure no one leaves to try to pretend to be this giant goat, to make sure no one is communicating with it or communing with it as some sort of warlock.
Well, I would hope you would let me in and out of the village for a while.
Oh, I would not stop you.
Then I will go talk to the goat as I walk out the door.
Okay. How do you want to do that?
I'm going to head for not in the direction as Willing's house. Is there an opposite side to the swamp?
The swamp is on the
accessible?
opposite side from the city.
As Willing's up on one side, I can go to another side away from her house.
Yes.
Then I will do that.
All right. So you're on the north side of the lake between the two locations.
And I will call out Ferdinand's name, seeing if he responds.
Make a persuasion check. You know what? Make a nature check.
Get rid of my proficiency.
You know what? Make an animal handling check. Wow, dog shit.
Well, I rolled a 2 on the die, so I don't think me re-rolling with a +2 rather than a +1 will help.
I was joking. You need a nature, not animal handling. You stand there calling for hours and hours. But the instant that the sun slips beneath the horizon, you hear a voice say, "You've been waiting long."
Are you the one I've been waiting for?
What is it that you are waiting for?
I would like to speak to this mountain spirit if possible.
I am the spirit of the mountain.
Oh, good. I do not have to cast a spell to speak with you like I thought. I assume you know why I'm here by now. You seem to have a good eye on the village.
You lack respect for nature. You side with civilization. You are here in order to cleanse this land of spirits like myself.
That is one way you can see things. My way of seeing things is I am here to do my job, and I don't really care which side wins as long as the job is done.
Jobs are of civilization. You are a ranger. Where does your pride for nature go? Where does your love of nature go? You should be working with me to drive these useless humans out and return this land to the bounty it once was, without the poison spilling into my veins.
I disagree with you with one thing. Jobs are not of civilization. Every group of animals has different jobs. If ants have different jobs with their queens and their workers.
Lecture me?
I am just pointing out facts. Again, I do not wish to put my life in danger. I do not wish to side with the losing group here. I have been told to come put a stop to the excessive natural disasters, or at least find the source.
You are a craven creature. Winning side, losing side. What about the side of right? What about the side of good? What about the side of nature? Why are you not on that side?
Well, I agree there is a side of nature. I hesitate to say that either side is good or bad.
That is because you have been corrupted by your time with civilization.
Again, you can look at it one way, I will look at it another.
You are upon the wind-swept precipice of darkness. You have 1 foot above a cavern. You will fall forever should you take another step forward towards the mistakes of the humans and the other mortal races who ravage this land. Or you can take a step backward, turn, and return to the forest. Allow the mountain to heal, scourge it, and act as its champion for me. Rid this land of its aggressors.
You know, you make a great argument. One thing I could do is I could simply just leave this town now. I'm sure that would neither make you happy or sad. It would probably make you indifferent. However, whether you kill me here or I simply leave, there will be more humans, there will be more tabaxi like me, there will be more people. I do think that in order to end this trouble, that harmony is something that must be discussed.
Say that more are coming?
Not that I am aware of at this time, but if I die, I can guarantee you more people will come. I was sent here as a member of a group. They will not take kindly to the death of me. Maybe they will. There are a lot of humans there. But they also have come to an agreement to collect some of the supplies that are in this village.
My understanding has changed. My actions will change as well.
Will you stop killing people?
An example must be made, not just of the village, but also for you. Fear will dominate the mind of the civilized ones. You will be made an example of, so horrible, none will return to this place. Go, flee, for tomorrow the sunrise shall be your last.
I do not believe you understand. Making an example of me is pointless. The people in this village don't care. The people in this village don't care about you making an example of their own. And the group I am a part of will certainly send more than just a low-level tabaxi who is more inclined to write than to swing a blade. I think you need to consider the future. Again, I do not wish to harm you if that is possible. I would certainly love for harmony, whether that means turning this village from a mining town to a farming town, if possible.
Response.
No response, okay. I will return to town. I will tell them that Ferdinand has not been agreeable, and they will send their men after him. Whether you are Ferdinand or he is just a proxy to scare people in a very ineffective way, it seems, is yet to be decided. I do wish you good luck. I do wish you some good thoughts. And I hope that our next meeting will not end with either of us dead. I hope our next meeting can end with, as I said before, harmony. And I will feline agility back to town.
It's a long run in the night along the coastal water. Probably there's like a hard rock, you know, like music that would play the night before a big match in a Rocky movie, where you're not really sure what's going to happen next as a character, and now you're filled with doubts and you need to clear your mind. That's the running sequence that happens here.
Now that Baz knows he's working with a magic user, he's going to think about if there's a spell that can give that kind of sound effects that he does not know, that he knows of but can't use himself, obviously,
There
as
are
a ranger.
several. Just outright prestidigitation and thaumaturgy could both create that effect. And those are just simple cantrips. You say there's a magic user about. Last time I heard, it was just a spirit of the mountains, the goat, Ferdinand. Do you know something that I don't?
The dice have told me there is magic afoot.
You don't think goats can be magical?
I mean, they can, but this goat clearly didn't want to talk to me when I was at Zwilling's, and now he clearly wants to talk to me now. Sounds to me like there's more than just a goat out there.
Yeah, that's certainly a conclusion to draw. What else you got? Next day, the hunt?
Wait and see. I guess we'll wake up the next day if I can get a full rest in to get my spell slots back.
When you wake up, the episode ends, but also you rise to level 4.
That'll help in a fight too.
You feel refreshed the day before the battle.
I feel refreshed the day before battle. Great. I guess I would.
No, that's the end of the episode.
I know it's the end of the episode. I guess the first thing I would do would be to talk to Fern before anyone else.
We can do that next time in the next episode. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's like talking to Glimo. I'm like, he's like, "Do you have 2 minutes?" And I'm like, "No, I literally don't." I hope you enjoyed this episode. You've recruited an unusual series of cohorts. If you got a
ace
one
roll, cats are on my side. That would have got him. I got 1,000 cats. Where's your nature now?
Well, you still have time to drop that line, I guess.
Well, I just show up with 1,000 cats. Apparently, that really caught me off guard. So I level up. Is there anything else I need to know before we stop talking about the game?
No, I think you're good.
Nothing exploded in the night. Nothing's on fire.
No.
Is the strange fog gone?
I mean, it's always lightly foggy in the morning here, but if you mean the fog that was around the bar, it dissipated within an hour.
There's no giant eye in the sky looking at me wherever I walk.
There is no Eye of Sauron here, no.
Just gotta make sure.
It sounds like one of those things you'd think I would point out if it existed.
I gotta say, hey, my character looks up.
Okay. Hey,
I have never said Baz looks up.
I gotta tell you, looking up is an important skill. Just ask anybody who's ever had to do like basic training, house clearing shit, and the sergeants just post themselves up on the roof and shoot down as they walk through the room. Looking up is an important skill.
Looking up is great for a custodian too. You kind of got to get those cobwebs off the top of the bookshelf.
Cobwebs. I'd be more worried about like pressure vomit going up there and then slowly dripping down.
I don't think we have any kids that can do that.
All right. Got any more words of wisdom on our way out here?
I'm working on putting together the Solaris American Football League as a sports part of Solaris Nights. I will try to get all the games onto YouTube and probably post a channel into Solaris Nights chat at some point. But beyond that, I don't really have anything else going on, but I will live up to your expectations. I am going to list off all 202 members of Niji Sanji.
Well, why do I care? Why does the audience care about that? Why does anyone care about that?
For people that don't know, AP does like a couple VTubers. I don't think he likes any Niji Sanji ones, though.
That's true. I don't like any Niji Sanji.
So I will list off all 202 so that you know exactly which ones you could look up in the future. We do have time for this, right?
We'll do it next time. How about that?
But I have the book right here.
I think people already know that I like VTubers. It's just like less than 10.
Well, yeah, you are one day of the week.
One day of the week?
Farm sim.
Listen, I joke that that's
That
VTuber, but that is no, it doesn't count. That doesn't count.
VTubers say it counts. It counts.
Well, as a VTuber, I say it doesn't count. Therefore, I'm not a VTuber. Boom, gotcha. That's the problem with circular logic, guys.
You're a PNG VTuber.
I'm a PNG. That's true. I'm flat, two-dimensional, and I'm not filled with very much.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get in there eventually.
I've been thinking about doing my James Jives VTuber. That's the one right there. Shakespearean playwright / corporate reporter. That's it. We'll be back in 2 weeks for what could be the final episode of Shahbaz's journey. You know, and when I say final, I mean like final, like he's dead. Just to imply that he'll die. Let me ask you, how pivotal do you believe that army of cats will be in the upcoming conflict?
I want to say not at all, but then again, it's an army of cats. I don't really have anything to go off of. They could very well just swarm him like a bunch of rats.
I feel like that's an insult to cats. You just lost their loyalty and respect. All right, audience, have a good time zone.